Hello and welcome. This is Robert Arthur along with Miss Amazing Mary Pike and Mr. Ford Thibodeau. And we're with you to so we can all interact together. This is, this is session number 3 and what we're calling the ABC method, on LinkedIn. And our agenda today, we're gonna, hopefully you've already, if you're watching this recording, I wanna just reiterate that session 1 and session 2 has set the stage for what we're going to go into right now in these next, say, 45 minutes or so with you today. And that is, remember, if you've seen the first session, you have the right mindset, you set up your profile, etc. You're starting to post a little bit on LinkedIn, starting to build some value, delivering value to your marketplace. And we're going to do a separate training, a little more in depth. And then I also showed you guys the mechanics of how to search for different campaigns, and you do a decent sized search campaign of 100 to 200 people, etc. And once you do that, say you do it to 200 people, you're typically going to get anywhere from a 30 to 40%, some more, some less, of people saying yes. Oh, Mary Pike. Oh, yeah. Connect. Anywhere from 30 to 45%. That's a big range. Okay, so now you have your new connections. I showed you guys how to go into the your network. Go under see all and see your people, keep track of where you start, and then you send your affirming qualifying message to those 70 people if you did 200 connects. Okay, and now, so I'm about to pull up LinkedIn. What we're going to see now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to answer some people live on this recording, plus I'm going to show you some previous examples of the messaging and the verbiage and the dialogue, the paths to take with people, those that get the affirming qualifying message and they're responding in some way. In most cases, positive. Most of the negative people won't even respond. And I get very, very few of the people responding to me that are just rude or whatever. It's to be honest, a very small amount, mainly because the affirming message we send out is affirming. It's complimenting them. Very few people can rudely comment on a compliment, but some people do anyway. I can even show you an example of that as well. But okay, let me do my screen share, and Mary, give me a thumbs up, or I can just yell across the room. I'm in Mary's home today in Texas. We did some training here as well. 1 second. All right, should see my screen, Mary?
We can see your screen.
Okay, awesome. And here comes LinkedIn. All right. Okay, right now we're on Facebook. So let me, by the way, in case you're wondering, if you're watching this recording, you probably already know this, but I apologize. I was traveling, and my latest session that we all did last Friday was on Joy's computer, which was still in Arizona. So I will be able to get these last 2 sessions up for you before we go to Mexico on Friday morning. So the next 24 hours, look for these session number 2 and session number 3. And it'll be in this thread on our business page on Facebook, which is called OYL Success Team. All right, let's jump into LinkedIn here. Okay, so first of all, let me just start at the home page. Let me save this real quick because I want to, okay, we're going to come back to this. Bear with me here. Okay, yes, Lee. Let's say that you're on LinkedIn. You just log into your home page. Remember, you have to go to the me icon and click profile to see what everybody else sees. Because when you pull up your home page, that is not what anybody else sees other than you. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you want to see the look and the feel and the energy you have behind your profile, which periodically we need to do that. This is what everybody sees when they first go over to our profile to say, should I reply back to Mary or Ford? Okay. So if you haven't done this, you do want to pull up, go to the me icon over here on the top right and click on, if you're on your home page, it's gonna say, me and your profile. And again, view profile right here. And then you can see what the public people see. Okay, and you go down from there, your activities and your articles, etc. All right, so now remember, we've already gone into our network and we've clicked on see all, and we've sent our affirming qualifying message to a number of these people. And most of you know, if you've seen the latest training that we just did, most of my last few campaigns have been on the LinkedIn, on the UK market. My last one was the Las Vegas market. So when I pull up these next few messages and show you guys some of the responses, I'm going to have LinkedIn pulled up in another browser so we can quickly tell whether or not they're in the UK or Vegas, because that will change up how I respond to the message. Okay, let me just show you this. I'll stop talking here and just start doing. All right, so congrats on the work anniversary. I'm still getting these work anniversaries, but one of the things to save us all time is to go over here to Evernote, and bear with me here, there it is. And under Evernote, in your Evernote, I recommend, I just taught Mary set up her Evernote and with her notebooks this morning, because it really helps you save time. So I'm just going to go right here to a work anniversary reply. I don't have to think about it. I can just pull up a standard reply to these darn work anniversaries, which I appreciate, but I've been training and they're kind of taking that time away from showing you guys a true message. But let me just show you guys this. So I would type in my work message and I would change the name every time. Hello, Sam, appreciate you. You're clearly passionate about life and uplifting others. So see, I'm all about affirming people constantly. So do tell, what do you love most about what you do? All right, then I'm gonna send that to Sam. Just start dialogue. Vicky Diaz, I think I know this lady. I'm not gonna send her the full message, but I'm just gonna send her that. All right, let's see what Miss Alexandra says. Apologize for a late reply. I did not see your message till now. I tend to receive many messages. Okay, live chat sounds good. Perhaps we can arrange a Skype meeting on Friday afternoon. So this lady is getting right to the point and she's open and she's ready to meet. So let's see if there has been any previous dialogue, and there looks like there has. So let's see. It is a pleasure to connect. Thank you. Wow. I'm always interested to learn more. You see, this is, let's all be transparent here. So obviously she was a key lead and prospect back in June 6th, which was what, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. And I didn't reply, did I? Or did I? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I did. Hello, Alexandra. And yes, always a joy to connect with professionals on a mission. What am I doing again? I'm uplifting. I'm always uplifting, affirming, complimenting every time. By the way, the work you're doing, how did I know about her life? Well, I look at the name, Alexandra, which is a very unusual name, so it should come up pretty easy. So what did I do to get that message? I went over here, started typing A-L-E-K, A-L-E-K, Ek, how's that for a letter? So how did I know how to reply to her? Because she was a key lead. She lives in the UK. I'm gonna glance down through her profile real quick. Helping people manifest their desires in their business. I do great things. Love it. And let's see what she does for a living. Does she have many articles? Looks like she does. She's a founder and CEO. This could mean anything. When you see the word CEO, don't get all nervous and monkey-eyed about talking with this person, because people can say CEO even if they're an Avon lady, okay? Nothing against Avon, but 5 years, 3 months, which is a good sign. She helps people produce events. So she does events, and she's done that for 5 years to the present, and up until just a few months ago, she was also in public relations and events, working for a company called Harvey Milton. She's also been a life coach. Is she raising up on the level of a qualified prospect? Yeah.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Head of marketing. Is she a natural leader? That would be yes. Am I going to endorse her real quick? Which is like on LinkedIn, this is kind of like shaking their hand and saying, hey, good to meet you. So I'm going to endorse her for 3 or 4 things. And the last thing I look at is right here, her interest. Music, leadership, events, anything else to know about? Groups, media, LinkedIn. No, pretty standard stuff. Okay, now I know a little bit about her. So I go back here to LinkedIn. And I was able to mention her 2 businesses. Looks like you found a way to expand what you're doing with your life coaching, okay? So I probably spent, when I did this reply, which was, could have been the same day. Let me see. Oh yeah, here's a little trick. Mary and I talked about this. LinkedIn doesn't make it easy to navigate around. So when you're reading your messages on your computer or laptop, I just showed Mary this. It took me days to figure out how to simply page up and see where my previous messages were. Now it's easier, but sometimes you have to grab it, highlight it, and then just start mousing up. But anyway, some of these tips, not easy on LinkedIn. Remember the other tip, Mary? If you want to be able to pull up somebody real quick and see the previous messages,
On your phone.
do it on your phone. When you pull up LinkedIn on your LinkedIn mobile app, let's say you want to quickly glance and see how many messages you shared with Sam or Alexandra. When you go to their profile on LinkedIn and you click message, it doesn't show you any message history. So the trick is, if you want to see real quickly what Sam or Alexandra, what some of your messages have been real quick without going to messages and scrolling and finding everything, then simply pull up LinkedIn on your phone and go to their profile on the phone. And then when you hit message, you can see all the message history like on Facebook. That's a little tip for you. If you didn't get that, catch the recording, rewind that, and listen to me in slow motion, because I talk fast anyway. Slow motion would probably be perfect. Okay, so it's a pleasure, and here's her reply. Okay, let me page down here. That was my reply. Okay, she finally replied back. I was trying to see how long the gap was. Oh, the same day, June the 6th. So 3:51 a.m. for her, or for me. So it was her normal day in the middle of the night for me. And then I replied back the next day or the same day. And then it took her 2 weeks later to actually see my message. This is quite common, Mary and Ford, anybody else listening to this recording. LinkedIn, as all of us know, LinkedIn typically is not our primary communication tool, yes? It's simply not, even for those who are real active on here. Because most of us, like my primary communication tool anymore that I check all the time is my text message. We can all agree probably with that one. For me, it's text, phone call, and Facebook message. And then down the list somewhere is LinkedIn. And that's typical of most people. So don't take it personal if one of your key prospects takes a week to get back to you. It doesn't mean they aren't interested. It simply means that LinkedIn more than likely isn't on the top of their plate on a daily basis, which is the case for all of us. Okay. Anyway, apologize for late reply. I did not see your message until now. Okay. Live chat sounds good. Well, I'm going on a family. This isn't typical for me. I'm going on a family vacation on Friday. Today's Wednesday. I only have a day and a half to do some last minute stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here to my calendar. And to be honest, my reply is going to position me from even a stronger position of strength. Because one thing we have to be aware of, we need to come across we need to have this energy that we're busy, we're changing lives, but we also have a life. We don't want to come across as needy ever. Okay, so I'm going to say, hey there, Alexandra. I like the way she spells that name. Never seen it spelled that way. I'm going to just give her some grace on the time frame because we all do it. No problem on the timing of, as you all know, I peck, I don't type. On the timing of your reply. LinkedIn is definitely not at the top of and some days I peck even worse than others of our communication go-to. That's just my words. Okay, so I do look forward to connecting further. It's pretty bad today. Connecting further. And I want them to know that when we do connect, I want to learn from you first and foremost. I think it's important to say that. I don't want them to even think or even remotely that I want to get on a live chat with you so I can sell you nonstop for 30 minutes, okay, or an hour. Learning more about your journey, which is what I would do. I'm going to listen to her first and be genuinely interested, okay? Your journey and your goals. As well as sharing our story. Yeah. All right. We right now, though, we have a family trip starting Friday morning. Headed to beach in Cancun, Mexico for 8 days. And now I'm going to say, and now I'm going to pull up my calendar and say, what does your, okay. How does the, when we get back from the trip, we're immediately going to Iowa. So I'm going to say, how does, okay. How does Wednesday, July 5th at, say, 7 o'clock p.m. or Thursday, July 6th at, see what I have going that day, at 6 p.m. Oh, we always put the time zone in there because they even always put like UK or something for them because sometimes otherwise it bogs down the scheduling. UK time work for you. All right, next one here. Pavy is her name. Yeah, Pavy and I have communicated back and forth. She was kind of just bogged down for whatever reason, because of, I guess, the nature of her, what she does for a living, she's been, in her mind, kind of been approached by too many Isagenix people coming into the UK. So she feels a bit bombarded. I think also the other reason is because at one time she was in Arbonne, and there's been a lot of our leaders that were in Arbonne, as you know, from Lynn's team. So we'll do baby. Stay cool, because she mentioned it's hot over there. And let's stay in contact. Believe me, I've tried all kinds of different angles to open her up a little bit, and they haven't worked, so I'm going to move right along. Also, guys, as you're answering messages in LinkedIn, you're doing this part of your system. I think I mentioned this to you last week, but the category that I use the most is unread messages, because what I like about when you go to unread category versus all are unread, you can, each time you refresh your browser or refresh your page, it will move all the unread messages up in your message box. One of the things to be aware of when you're first starting the system, it's easy to get bogged down in some of the stuff that's not your ideal prospects. So one of the things I want each of you to manifest in your minds, especially Marion Ford right now, anybody else watching this recording, I want you to manifest and even use an affirmation in your mind that said, I am masterful at sorting through the tire kickers. I am masterful at getting and spending most of my time with people highly interested. I am highly effective at moving down through my responses to find ones that are truly, genuinely interested and share my values. Otherwise, more than half your time will be spent along with everybody else. Okay, so Osama is a good guy. He seems a little bit different, though, not because of his name or who he is. I say that tongue-in-cheek because of our history with, anyway. A good guy, remedial massage therapist. When I pull up his profile, I couldn't even tell where he was living up until now. And he looks to be Islam or Muslim, which is fine. Not a problem with that. I just want to see if he shares our values of helping people, heart-centered, etc. He's a massage therapist, and his English is not great. So I immediately begin to question whether he's one of my best people to spend more time with, and only getting down through my messages. And so when I begin to communicate with him, you see he just got lost in the shuffle. You're going to use this a lot. You're going to mark as unread a lot, because I just lost my last message with Osama. I have to go back here to find him again. Okay, so I got to go down here to, when I did that just then, I lost him in the shuffle. And I'm already beginning to qualify him off my list, and I'll tell you why. His English is just so poor. Congrats on your work anniversary. Thank you. What's the nature of what you do? His computer must have a problem with T's. Space and aviation. Hello. I'm giving him the space to say, who are you? What do you do? You know, is your interest genuine? I introduce the product. Thank you. I like to draw attention to something first. Okay, what is that? God is the one who created. We make design with the God will. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Okay, I just nothing against the guy, but his English is just so poor.
Well, he's in Egypt too.
Yeah, he's actually right now working in the UK, but you see he's in Egypt at the moment. So anyway, I was just getting bogged down in trying to communicate with him. Okay, thanks for the kind words. This guy looks to be a good prospect. Yeah. He's a marketing director at Think Markets. And you all know what this message looks like. That's the affirming qualifying message. And I think he's part of my Las Vegas campaign around convention. We'll see. Remember, JAI. It's a pretty unusual name. Hop over here. I showed Mary this earlier. I typically have more than one LinkedIn for this very purpose open. I'm going to go over here and pull up his profile real quick. JAI. There he is. I bet he's in Las Vegas. No, he's in the UK. It just took him a while to respond. I love his timeline. I love Native American. I have some Native American blood in me. So that's cool. He has a nice picture. Okay, very professional. These are all things I look at. Hopefully you do too. Digital marketing. I work great under pressure, thrive on multiple projects, 8 years in marketing, startups. Looks good. He has a decent following on LinkedIn, so he's pretty active here. He loves to thank people, which is awesome. It's all looking good. And let's see what he does for a living. Only 4 months, which just means he has a new position, probably in a new company, looks like. He's a marketing director, which is a good sign. He's a leader. He's a marketing consultant here, so he moved up in probably pay and rank. He was with this company for 7 months. And what else did he do real quick? This is probably tied to his Native American. So I'm already saying that he's very connected to his heritage, which is good. This company, 2 years trading. Was also in Australia, which is a great connection there. Also in Australia again. And Save the Children. Looks like he probably grew up in Australia. And I'm going to endorse him real quick. And last thing I'm looking at, recommendations. Yep. And one more. Australia, add role, see all, international. Anything else that stands out to help with the communication? I wouldn't be spending this much time on his profile if it didn't look really promising with his messaging. Does that make sense? If the profile is in line with what we're looking for as far as our values and our tribe and people that match up with what we're looking for, then that's why I spent an extra minute there. It all looks good. Okay. So now I'm going to go back over here to LinkedIn. Thanks for the kind words. Always interested in meeting passionate and motivated people. Okay. Hello, Jay, or Jai. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm going to acknowledge his thanks. You're quite welcome. And I would say the same. By the way, love seeing you're a Native American. I need to capitalize that, I guess. References in your profile. I have a small percent of Cherokee in my ancestry. Did you grow up in Australia? So if he would have said, I'm interested in your business, what's your business? I would probably get to the point, but fact of the matter is he said, I'm interested in passionate, motivated people. So right now I'm just making a friend. That's it. I'm making a friend first, and then I'll move on to the call from there.
Robert?
Yeah, Ford.
When do you let them lead into the business? In other words, you continue the discovering them and learning them And then pretty soon or eventually they'll say, well, what's this all about? I mean, do you let them take you there? When do you move to the business?
Well, I think the answer is, it's part of the art of connecting. If the profile didn't look as good as it does, then I may not spend as much time building a relationship. And although anybody, I would say, if I'm not mentioning, and I'm not finding some bridge to invite them to look at my business or the products by the third or fourth messaging, I'm not doing my job from my mind. So believe me, I won't spend too much time here before I'm going to get back to the point that I ask up here and go out and ask him this question. Okay. Are you open? And my lead in very well may be, it may be tied to his heritage, may be tied to why he moved from Australia to the UK. One of my next questions would be, by the way, I'd be curious to know of how you went from Australia to the UK now doing business, and that there'll be some natural bridges in there that will open up the door to ask the question. Okay. But it's not a set black and white answer for people. So, okay, this is a guy that I'm in dialogue with, in conversation with, and here it is. Okay, this guy didn't reply to me after the connect. I'm sure Mary showed me this. I'm sure Ford, you probably get this too. There'll be a small percent of people that are going to message us before we ever have time to message them. Does that make sense? And Mary had a couple of examples of that we replied back. So this guy was one of those people. I was wondering if you'd be interested in the service I offer. He does guest posting. I'm sure you've all heard of ghostwriters, people that can write a blog for you, Mary, or an article.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what he does. And my reply back to him says, thanks for connecting. My wife and I enjoy meeting people. And see, he got my qualifying message before I even had a chance to reply to his message. Does that make sense? So there was an overlap in the system. But did it turn him off? Let's find out. The answer is no. But this shows me his system may be automated, because he just saw my message, was replying to say I'm interested. That's all. See, it's great to know that you're interested. So more than likely, he may have an automated system that's doing all this, or at least some script like we do. So we're so into the scripts right now. Let's see if I can get to the real person. Here's where it changes. I appreciate your reply. I do want to be clear and respect your time. So this is one answer to your question, Ford. This guy, I'm not sure about, to be candid, because he was so adamant, not adamant, he was fairly aggressive and offering me his service. So I want to respect his time, and I want to respect my own time. I do want to be clear and respect your time. It looks like both of us had a couple pre-written replies that we've just shared. Am I being transparent? Well, heck yeah. People love transparency here. I know I do. I am specifically in the connecting, qualifying, recruiting mode as we expand into Europe, starting with your backyard. Here's a key question. If you are keen on visiting about that, we'd love to chat. I do apologize if you got the wrong impression regarding your powerful looking service, which very well may be something we could look at in the future. But right now, this is my focus. Okay, let's see what he says to that. Well, although pre-written, which I kind of knew it was, my reply was very relevant to what your ambitions are. So he's still selling me. Is he ever going to reply to my question up here that says, if you are keen on visiting about that, would love to chat about the business? He's not biting the hook, is he? He didn't even reply to my question. All he wants to do is sell me. I would tend to agree, brand awareness in this day and age. But again, see, I'm getting to the point. I'm about to just stop the dialogue and just say all the best. But I'm going to give him one more. I'm still continuing to see. Your work sounds powerful. Again, I'm making myself very clear. My main focus is recruiting for our European launch. And he's still selling me. Although he did say, I have a number of UK sites and some European sites, so I might be able to help you there. So, Dimitri, what type of sites are you referring to? I'm going to keep my answers very short, very sweet, as I determine if he has some leverage to really help us, because he hasn't once answered my question, are you open to looking at another business? He hadn't said no, but he's still promoting his stuff, which is okay. Dagmar. Okay, so I hadn't even sent Dagmar any of my qualifying messages. You see nothing there. All there is wishing you a good birthday. That was what I sent back in December. That's part of Katie Newbaum's system. You know, you can send birthday greetings. You know how we teach that on Facebook, guys? Yeah, but I think you both know you can do it on LinkedIn. I personally have so much results, and I know exactly how to get people, qualified people, to communicate with, that I don't do a lot of the other stuff that Katie does, meaning the birthday messages, the work anniversary greetings, even people. I guess candidly, because this system, I get enough conversations going with just working this system that I don't need to do a lot of the other lead generating activities, which to me take a lot more time. And there's a bigger process there and time in getting a qualified lead. Does that make sense? Okay. So the system I'm teaching you is more to the point versus some of these other techniques work just fine. I'm just saying that we can cut to the chase quicker with this particular method. But Arthur, I'm no longer involved in RE, which obviously was their business, network marketing, started a new venture with a wellness company. Hey there, Dagmar. Sounds fun. What's your company? Maybe Isagenix. Robert. Okay, there's one of my guys kind of already in the system. He's actually enrolling next week, kind of a budget concern, but he's a great guy. So that's one more thing about unread messages. I can just hit my refresh button and I can see my more current messages. All right, Joseph Rich. This is an interesting study here, guys. This guy is at some level of leadership in doTERRA. You know what doTERRA is? Mary does.
Yes.
D4, it's an essential oil company, network marketing.
No, I don't. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just so you know, because you're a network now for it, doTERRA and Young Living are two of the top essential oil companies out there. And doTERRA has I think both of them have a pretty strong international presence, especially doTERRA. Anyway, this looks familiar. So Joseph was one of my new connects. I sent him my affirming message along with the PS about the UK market because Joseph lives in the UK. All right. So now what happened next? Many thanks for your trust. I do essential oils, high quality brand. I'm happy with, and I got my hands full. Okay. That's great to know, Joe. However, if you do wish to introduce me to your business, please do. Looking forward to hearing from you. So there's kind of a mixed message a little bit. His hands are full, but he's open. And he's probably like me. If I was a networker approached by somebody, I would say, yeah, send me a link or whatever. I'm always looking to see as a leader, I want to know what's out here. So that's pretty much what I hear him saying. All right. What do I say back to Joseph? I want to keep this as short as sweet as possible to determine whether he's a viable prospect or he's somebody I want to keep in the pipeline. You are quite welcome, quite familiar with doTERRA. How do I know it's doTERRA? I simply had to go to his profile, Joseph Rich, and it was pretty obvious. Joseph Rich. Oh, there he is. I didn't need to search, did I? There he is. Okay, Joseph Rich. Here's his profile. Fun guy. He's younger. Okay. I don't have a summary here. There's just 5 words or 6 words. I train people to achieve their potential, which is cool. All right. How do I know it's doTERRA? Look right here. He has 4 years, 1 month. Essential oil sales and all application specialist. Okay. Open all hours. doTERRA again. doTERRA again. Interesting. He even went to the doTERRA University, which could be like our University in Action, which is a weekend, but I don't know how they do that. It's probably it covers 2 years, but I'm not sure how they cover their certification. I think they do have an online course or something, which tells us what? That he's a dedicated leader. He's willing to invest his time and do things right. So he's a viable prospect. Some of your network marketers are open to other complementary products. And so this guy is in my A category of prospects until I determine whether he's just rides one horse or not. Because I personally ride one horse. I think you both know that, or anybody watching this knows that. But you never know what kind of money he's making. doTERRA has a more challenging pay structure, obviously, than ours ever thought about being. So I find the essential oil distributors passionate, and they love their products, and I use their products. So probably just Mary does too. But I hadn't met a lot who earn a really even a comparable income is what most of us make here. So that being said, you're quite welcome. And here's what's interesting with Joseph, because I'm investing more time. Look what happens, guys. All right. Thanks for the congrats. Appreciate your message. Potency is a wonderful quality. If there's any breakthroughs in your health, that's one of my favorite questions to ask. Some people just ignore it, which is he didn't really answer the question. What about you? What attracts you to these oils in particular? He talks about his products. When I ask him, what are you looking to break through with your health? He kind of just blows it off, kind of, to be candid. He says, for me and my friends and clients, most of what we use works wonders. So he didn't really answer my lead-in question, which is okay, but I'm about to move on. So the essential oils ground me. They enhance what great nutrition, movement, and a positive attitude do to keep me healthy. Thanks for asking. All the very best. I'm pretty much about to move on. If you don't see me ending a message with a question, that means that I'm kind of, let's move on to somebody who's looking. But he's interesting. He says, so do you use them personally or do you market them too? And he keeps going back to this. You did mention launching a business. Would you be able to shed more light on the matter? So here's why I'm definitely re-engaged in this conversation. He's asking this, just because he asked this question tells us what?
He's asking questions, he's thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking, and he either knows people or he himself is open to marketing more than one horse. Not that I am, but he may be. So do you use them personally or market them too? So just because he asked this question here tells me from a psychological perspective that he's considering marketing more than one product line. At least that's the way I think. If you don't mind me asking. So he's polite. He's a cool guy. He communicates very well. And he follows that up with the question again. You did mention that you're launching a business in the UK. So he's kind of ranked up again in the prospecting list. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
All right. I don't mean to spend, pardon me if I spend a lot more time in some of these, but I want you to understand the psychology. That's why I'm doing this. Is it helpful, guys?
Very.
Very, very helpful.
Hey there, Joseph. Okay. What am I going to do first of all? I'm going to come back around and do what? Compliment.
Compliment.
First of all, I do have to honestly say I appreciate how you communicate. I can see why you are successful. And I'm being very sincere there, obviously. I just told you guys he communicates well. All right, so then I'm going to answer his question. Do you use them personally? As to your first question, we simply enjoy the oils for personal use. And by the way, keep asking away. I enjoy transparent communication. And when you can type. All right, second question. In regards to our exciting UK launch. Right now, I'm going to pause a minute, and I got to see if there's any way possible, I know it's only 2 days away, to hop on this event and to see if he's anywhere close to our grand opening. Because of his questions and because of who he is, I would even buy him a ticket if I needed to. But let's see if there's even a possibility. Let's go over here to Joseph Rich. He is in London. Where's our grand opening?
In London.
In London. Okay, let's see if there's a possibility to take advantage of this in regards to our exciting UK launch. Let me remind myself, I don't think there's been any conversation about specifics, has there? Okay, there's my message. There's his link. All right. And there's my response. It's all about his, yeah. There's been nothing, and that was intentional. I was just making a friend, talking about his stuff before I talk about my stuff. All right. In regards to our exciting UK launch, what can I say? Okay, let me go back to get out of my head and just be duplicatable. He's a young guy, so I think he would like the Evolved Economy video.
That's my favorite video.
Yeah, let me do that. So let me copy that message. As to our UK launch, as to our business launch, as to our business that we are just now launching into Europe. We call it the Evolved Economy. Here's a favorite brief overview that our Aussie associates created. This short tool was created before our UK launch was in motion. I do believe you will enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to say instead, look forward to your thoughts. Okay, by the way, here's where, oh yeah, one exciting, here's where I'm gonna thought. If being part of a major launch into Europe with the bestest team.
Bestest?
Exactly.
Of course.
I'm just being real, you know.
You're so funny.
I'm just being fun and light, you know. It's just about being real here, guys. Excites you on any level. Let's talk about, or what's it called? Grand opening.
Getting in on the bottom floor. I think that's going to appeal to him.
Happening right in your backyard in London. This weekend. You have not? That's perfectly fine as well. All right, I'm just being real there. Okay, we've gone through a number of examples. Oh yeah, one more. Let me show you one more, guys. Okay, one more. Floyd is in response to my Vegas campaign. I want to show you at least one Las Vegas campaign around convention. How do I know that? Look, go over here to Floyd. There's his name, Floyd Johnson, and go over here to the other, you know, browser. Type Floyd. There's Floyd. Who is Floyd? He's in Las Vegas for one thing. He likes cool cars.
Oh, I can handle that.
He's imaginative, ambitious, at least from his perspective, and putting together streamlined processes. Okay, all the business jargon. Not to mention, I have a character in charisma. Okay, he's sure of himself, which is good. Leadership. All right. He likes boxing, which is cool, which means he likes sports probably. He is an operations manager, logistics. Good, he's on a networker, which is good. He's also involved with trucking. Okay, and he's a dispatch before that. He's a blue-collar worker. He loves sports. He loves boxing and wrestling, which is cool. Yeah, he's a good prospect. He obviously knows how to work. Otherwise, he wouldn't have those jobs. He has a college degree, which is, yeah, a 2-year degree. Awesome. So, yeah, he's, to me, a good, viable prospect. He loves helping children. Look at that one. He loves building things for kids. That's awesome. I'm going to endorse him real quick and see if there's anything else I should know, which is down at the bottom under interest. He's a swimmer, which is cool. FEMA is, that's an athletic organ. Isn't that a,
That's government help flood victims and whatnot.
oh, that's right. I should know that from Louisiana, the hurricane stuff. And logistics. But again, cool guy. Let's go back here to LinkedIn. It is my pleasure. Thanks for reaching out. I'm always open to meeting with professionals to discuss potential business opportunities. and he's probably a yellow personality based on his pictures and his profile. He's what? He's probably a yellow personality, you think, Mary? Probably more like a Bethany type as far as outlook, especially with the words he uses. Okay.
What's that mean, yellow person?
In the future, I'll see if I can do a training, but remind Mary or I, and we can forward you a couple of YouTube trainings on that. Forward. It's studying personality styles. I'm a blue, more heart-centered. Mary's a red, for example, more aggressive. Forward, you're probably in between. You're probably a red, blue. Anyway, it's a study with personality types and how to communicate with people. So, but just remind us and we can get that information to you. All right. Hey there, Floyd. Bear with me, guys. I'm just this is my last example, then we can call it a day here. Thanks for reaching out. As to connecting, you bet. All right, you betcha. Like you, I am always surrounding myself with individuals who go after life and their dreams. Based on your response, and our fun convention coming to town, coming to Vegas. Let's set up a chat. It's a visit. Are you keen on connecting and seeing if there's a match in our business, a match in values, and seeing if there's a match in our values and goals. Robert. All right, guys. So hope those examples helped you. And part of it, hopefully you're seeing this, guys. I want to drive this message home, Mary and Ford, and anybody watching this. Just be real. And you don't need, and we should always work to not be somebody else. Do the scripts help you? Do some rough examples help? By all means, but make them your own and talk in your own way. And you don't have to always use the perfect grammar. That's not you. If it is you, then use perfect grammar. But all I'm saying is that be real, be professional, be genuinely interested in other people. In some cases, build the relationship first. If you're not sure whether they're a viable prospect and genuinely interested, get to the point. That's a great way to get to the point and move on, or get to the point and get to the call. So that's the other part of LinkedIn. And lastly, again, just a reminder for all of us: there's millions and millions of people who share our values, who the timing is right. And with this system, we can be engaging with these people on a daily basis. So remember, we are sifting and sorting and qualifying, as well as building relationships. Guys, again, I want to thank you for your time. Hopefully you definitely enjoyed this session today. And this is the end of our 3-step process. We're going to do some other follow-up trainings. One will be on just housekeeping, as for do's and don'ts, time savers, etc. Some of the behind the scenes tools we all use. And we'll keep doing more examples of this dialogue off and on. So until then, have an amazing day. You deserve it. Mary and Ford, thank you for interacting with me and making this really real. in the training?
It's not really, it's not just real, it's really, really good.
Well, thank you.
Really, really good.
And it works. Thank you for.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate all your input and everything you do.
Oh, you bet. I appreciate you. I love this journey we're on, guys. All right. Thank you.
Alrighty.
No bad thing in them, but it does say all natural.